Tim Curry's life was a study in contrasts, a classically trained performer who became a counterculture icon, a singer who found a second career behind animated characters, and an actor celebrated for villains who was known privately for warmth and humor. On August 25, 2026, Curry died peacefully at his Los Angeles home at age 80, according to his manager. His death renewed worldwide attention to a career that stretched from experimental London theater to Broadway, Hollywood films, television, music, and voice acting. No cause of death was publicly announced in the initial reports, although Reuters reported that he had been in ill health for some time. Timothy James Curry was born in Grappenhall, Cheshire, England on April 19, 1946, to James Curry, a Methodist Royal Navy chaplain, and Patricia Pat Curry. He did not grow up in a show business dynasty. After his father died in 1958, Curry received a scholarship to Kingswood School in Bath, where acting became increasingly important to him. His official biography records that he studied drama and English at Birmingham University from 1965 to 1968. He discovered performance as a boy soprano, singing in church from around age 6 or 7, and his early theatrical experiences included Shakespeare. One lesser-known early story reveals the confidence that later became part of his professional identity. His first acting job after university was in the original London production of Hair in 1968. According to his official biography, he claimed to have professional experience and an equity card when he had neither. The producers eventually discovered the truth, but they were impressed enough by his talent and presence to sponsor his union membership. It was an audacious beginning for someone who would later command a stage simply by entering it. His transformation into Dr. Frank-N-Furter did not begin with Hollywood. Richard O'Brien, whom Curry had known from Hair, invited him to audition for the Rocky Horror Show in 1973. Curry originated the role in London, later reprising it in Los Angeles and Broadway before making the character internationally famous in the Rocky Horror Picture Show in 1975. Frank-N-Furter was not simply a movie role Curry inherited. Curry helped establish the performance before cameras ever captured it. The film's initial reception was hardly the instant triumph its later reputation suggests. Its extraordinary afterlife developed through midnight screenings and audience participation, turning it into one of cinema's most durable cult phenomena. Curry worried about being trapped by Frank-N-Furter, but the role ultimately gave him a platform broad enough to pursue very different work. The character also became a lasting symbol of sexual freedom, camp, gender experimentation, and outsider identity. Away from Rocky Horror, Curry demonstrated that his range was much wider than one flamboyant character. His stage resume included Tristan Zara in Tom Stoppard's Travesties, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart in Amadeus, and Alan Swan in My Favorite Year. He later played King Arthur in Monty Python's Spamalot. His Broadway career brought 3 Tony Award nominations, a distinction that confirmed his theatrical credibility, showing that the theatrical establishment regarded him as far more than a cult film curiosity. Curry also had a serious musical ambition that is easy to overlook because acting became so dominant. During university, he was uncertain whether he wanted to become an actor or singer. The Rocky Horror phenomenon helped open a recording career, and he made 3 studio albums between 1978 and 1981. His official biography notes that his first album, Read My Lips, was produced by Bob Ezrin. Then came a different transformation. Curry became one of the most recognizable voices in animation. He won a Daytime Emmy in 1991 for voicing Captain Hook in Peter Pan and the Pirates, and became widely known as Nigel Thornberry in The Wild Thornberrys. His voice work extended into animated series, films, audiobooks, and video games, giving him a remarkably broad second audience. He also received a Grammy nomination connected with his narration of a series of unfortunate events. This side of his career became especially important after physical limitations changed his screen work. For many viewers, Curry's most frightening performance arrived in 1990 when he played Pennywise in the television adaptation of Stephen King's It. The role became one of the defining horror performances of its era. Curry did not need elaborate effects to make Pennywise unsettling. The contrast between the clown's appearance and the menace in his voice and expressions carried much of the terror. His filmography contains several roles that demonstrate how far he could stretch. He appeared in Clue, Annie Legend, The Hunt for Red October, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and Muppet Treasure Island. In Home Alone 2, he played the suspicious Plaza Hotel concierge, Mr. Hector. A late, 2025 interview revealed a particularly human story from that production. Curry recalled interacting with Donald and Ivana Trump at the Plaza and admitted that he gave Ivana polite compliments about the hotel's interior design, even though he did not like it. He also remembered Donald Trump trying to promote Marla Maples to director Chris Columbus. These are documented recollections from Curry himself, not an internet rumor. Curry's private life was markedly quieter than his professional persona. He never married and had no children, according to recent obituary reporting. He generally kept relationships and intimate matters away from the celebrity spotlight. That privacy sometimes generated speculation because Frank-N-Furter became closely associated with sexuality and identity. Yet speculation should not be presented as biography. What is documented is that Curry lived privately and did not publicly identify a spouse or children. His legacy is therefore better understood through his work and his own statements than unsupported claims about romance. The most consequential interruption to his career came in July 2012, when Curry suffered a major stroke. The event left lasting mobility problems and affected the physical side of his acting career. He subsequently used a wheelchair and concentrated more heavily on voice work and appearances that could accommodate his condition. Recent reporting says he also experienced short-term memory difficulties and other health complications. Yet the stroke did not end his creative life. He continued working, appearing at fan events and maintaining professional connections, participating in virtual productions, and maintaining a connection with audiences. That persistence became part of his legacy. One quieter accomplishment of his later years was the restoration of a 1920s Los Angeles mansion. Curry purchased the property when it was in poor condition, located the original plans for the house and garden, and painstakingly restored it. His official biography describes the project as one of his greatest off-screen pleasures. His final years also produced a direct account of his own life. In 2025, Curry published his memoir, Vagabond, reflecting on his career, health, and experiences. His last public appearance was connected with a 50th anniversary celebration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show in 2025, underscoring the extraordinary durability of the role that had changed his life more than 50 years earlier. There were also factual developments in 2026 that put old rumors into perspective. Reports following his death did not establish a specific cause. His manager said Curry died peacefully at home, while Reuters reported prolonged ill health. Claims assigning a precise medical cause without an authoritative statement should therefore be treated as unconfirmed. Likewise, stories about secret marriages, hidden children, or undocumented relationships have no reliable basis in the sources describing his life. The confirmed record points to a private man who never married, had no children, and maintained a long career while keeping much of his personal world away from public scrutiny. Tim Curry leaves behind a career that cannot honestly be reduced to Frank-N-Furter or Pennywise. He was a stage actor who became a film star, a singer who recorded albums, a television performer, an Emmy-winning voice actor, an audiobook narrator, and a performer who continued creating after a devastating stroke. His unusual strength was the ability to make extremes feel natural: comedy and menace, elegance and absurdity, theatrical excess and vulnerability. His death on August 25, 2026, closed a remarkable chapter, but the range of characters he created ensures that his work remains visible across generations.